Right, what's up, everybody? How are you doing tonight, Rambo?
Alright, doing good, man. Just shit. I mean, just been playing. Well, I mean, I guess I haven't really been doing much besides playing a video game. That's about it. Slept my ass off yesterday. I didn't wake up till like 5:30 or something. I was like, shit, man. My life just kind of went by. Or no, 3:30, I guess, yesterday.
Hmm. Yeah, I slept till
Whenever
like at least 2 today.
I woke up with a bad headache. I had about an hour of sleep and woke up with a bad headache. So I stayed up, and then about 2 o'clock I lay down, and I woke up about 5:30 because I only had like an hour of sleep, so I was tired as shit, and I feel much better now. At least I got some sleep.
Shit. Of course, go get. We waited just for the right time. I get a little
We were
notice, it tells me go get's watching another video. Bam, right then.
What's going on, Ryan? Minecraft. I'm sorry,
Oh, Jesus.
Mike again.
Yeah.
What's going on, Blue?
Is that better?
I would love to be like one of the bigger YouTubers that get the free AAA games and stuff.
Right?
Never have to really worry about buying another game again. Just simply put my name into a hat and get me a sense of game. But I don't know if I want to put all the work in to do all that shit, you know?
Yeah.
That's a lot of work and it's such a slow grind that I think that's what is so defeating, you know? Right? I guess if you find the right content, it's not such a slow grind, but why is Geek mad at you, Blue?
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about that either. I saw him tweet or whatever, but I didn't see anything like bad.
Except Caesar.
What's going on, Caesar? Oh, man. I've been trying to debate. Have you heard of the game Gravel?
No, gravel. What's that all about?
It's a racing game by Codemaster, the people that do Dirt.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been trying to figure out if like it's actually I guess I've been told that it's an easy platinum, but they said it's kind of short, and somebody said it's kind of like a mixture between a sim and an arcade, but it kind of leans more towards arcade. And I'm not really, because Dirt is fucking hard.
Hmm.
I don't know if you ever played that. I mean, that's
I
like
never played
GT.
Dirt, no.
It's like GT Sport, like the actual sim racing, or Gran Turismo on dirt.
Huh.
And so I mean, it's fucking difficult because you got to be able to make those turns, like where basically you turn your wheels against the turn at the right time, and then you turn. You have to do all that shit just perfectly. I mean, it's just fucking hard. So I was like, I seen that gravel is some off-road racing, and I was like, man, I don't know if it's going to be any. I guess I could try the demo, but maybe that's what I'll do.
Hey, it's got a demo. That's one step above most games. Curse of Monkey Island for the first time is available for purchase on Good Old Games and Steam. Interesting. Supposedly that was a really fun game.
The Monkey Island.
Curse of Monkey Island, yeah.
Personal. I don't know anything about that game.
It was like a kind of like a point and clicky type thing.
Huh.
It had a lot of like I can't remember if I could have swore it was made by the same people that did like Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
remember that
but
game.
if it wasn't, then it at least had some of the same humor in it. There's a whole bunch of like off the wall, oddball type humor and shit like that. I remember reading all about it back when I still got magazines. What's up, Cyrus? Oh shit. Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 remasters have been canceled.
I didn't even know they were even a thing. Oh yeah, Shadow. That's another bad thing about being big and getting those games is that you feel like. I mean, granted. I mean, I guess it'd be cool to have your job be playing video games, but at the same time, is it would also suck having your job being to play video games because if you didn't get shit done in time, and then you start getting bad marks from these publishers, and it becomes like a thing. So yeah, I can definitely see that being a problem.
Yeah. So PC,
Cyrus Docs Rags. I didn't see Cyrus Docs and Rags.
yeah.
I don't know.
So PC Gamer puts out this article.
Oh
GDC's
boy.
realistic talk about game sales on Steam paints a grim picture. And a lot of the arguments boil down to, well, being on Steam doesn't mean anything anymore because it's no guarantee that the game is going to sell like it used to before Steam was open and stuff like this. And man, like the whole thing of like because before because there was Greenlight there for a hot minute, but that was kind of like that was only there for a little while. But before Greenlight, it was almost Steam was completely curated, and all the indie developers were begging Steam to open it up more than it was because that way that otherwise they couldn't get their games out there. And now that their Steam is open, they're basically complaining that there's too many other games that they have to compete with. uh, it's pretty funny.
I'm gonna pull Blue up.
Yep.
Let's see. All right. Uh, Somebody put out an article, and I forgot who it was, but uh, fucking said that video games are more violent than actual war.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fortnite's pretty violent. All those cartoons, pretty terrifying.
I mean, I hate whenever I get shot in real life, in a video game. It fucking hurts.
Whenever I get shot, I have to go like wait till my health regens. It's pretty terrible.
Let me see. I'm gonna try to figure out who actually.
Also, Jack Thompson's back in the news to take his throne from Anita.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that
He's pretty relevant now, but
he's kind of more of a joke. I mean, everybody looks at him as a joke. Okay, Rolling Stone put out an article in GDC panel, video games depictions 90 times more violent than actual war.
Jesus.
How?
I don't know. D-Day was. I don't know. Prior, like, just wasn't D-Day a terrible thing? Last time I checked, like, how many people died during that event?
Yeah, I mean, it
Was
depends.
like
If you're
people
talking about,
being massacred.
I don't know how many people died playing Call of Duty World War II. I mean, it was quite a few. I mean, pour one out for the homies, that did play it. What's crazy though is that somebody said people are fucking, this person who ever wrote this was a fucking idiot, like obviously. And somebody said that if you should read the article because it actually gives some good points, that it teaches kids that they might want to sign up for the military so that way they can do some Call of Duty type shit. I'm like, no,
What?
motherfucker. Like no kid is signing up to the military so that way they can 360 no scope.
I don't think that's how it works.
There's no fucking correlation to this.
What, do you want to grab a bunch of Fortnite players and tell them to build Trump's wall for him? Like, Trump tells them, go build the wall. You're good at Fortnite, aren't you?
Yeah, it's just insane, man. Like, the level of... I mean, I don't want them touching guns, but I sure as fuck don't want them touching fucking video games. Like, you can't... I mean, I don't know. Just fucking don't be stupid.
And
I think that's asking too
I'm
much.
worried about Trump putting some tax regulation on video games because that's going to affect the rest of the world as well.
I don't think he'll do that. He can't do it unilaterally without Congress's approval and the Supreme Courts, and the Supreme Courts have already...
going against the Constitution when we do that?
No. They've already ruled it as video games are free speech, protected by free speech, so I don't think they could actually do anything about it.
Oh, man. I hope not. I just don't want to see any regulation on video games.
I don't want to see government oversight on video games at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want really anything, even though I don't like loot boxes. I don't want them involved with that. Wait, what happened to Rainbow?
No, that I'm muting myself. I'm about to use restroom, but the one big thing about loot boxes is that gamers will regulate themselves. If they tend to think that loot boxes are bad, we'll get rid of them by just not buying them.
I mean, look, we made EA change. That's something.
I was just gonna say Star Wars Battlefront 2.
It's just
yeah.
if you don't like the microtransactions, even if you want to take a step further, and it's I don't like the microtransactions or where this game's going. Like for me, I was gonna get Far Cry 5, but I don't like how the microtransactions are, so I'm not gonna buy it out of protest. And I know that might sound a bit weird to some people, but I just prefer to not buy it and send a message that way than get it and not buy the microtransactions, because I'm worried how it would affect gameplay. Since it's basically like speed boost and packs, it increases your power.
Yeah, but it only does it in the single player campaign.
I know that, but I'm against microtransactions in single player. Like I can't. That's another reason because I'm against the principle in single player, and it's not going towards any free DLC, so it's just profit.
Yeah, but I mean, why be against it? I mean, that is like the ultimate complete optional type thing. Like if you don't like them, and in the single player campaign, then just don't buy them. I mean, and just play the game the way it was meant to be played, without the speed thing. I mean, it gives it'd be the same thing as going into GTA 5 on the.
Oh shit! What happened to Rambo?
There's really no difference to that than buying a cheat code to make you speed up a little bit. It's just completely. I mean, it's completely optional. You don't even have to mess with it, and it doesn't give anybody a benefit over you because you don't actually. It's not affecting the multiplayer side of it.
I just don't like. I'm worried because it's just increase. But I'm worried if they made, let's say they made the grind a bit monotonous and painfully hard to maybe tempt you to buying it. That's what I don't want to see.
Yes, I would be worried about that.
That's the big thing I'm worried about. If it was just optional, I know it's optional, but I'm worried how they're gonna make it, maybe try to push it on you.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't see them doing that because they've always had those microtransactions in the Far Cry games, at least from Far Cry 4 and Far Cry Primal, to where you can get kind of boost packs and the campaigns were never really. I never really felt the need to ever buy any sort of microtransaction in Far Cry. I think they pretty much do it the right way, and it just kind of like helps benefits the people that are maybe short on time and still want to be able to experience like the open world game and stuff.
I don't know, like and one thing with me being against it, I'm not gonna, unlike other people, I'm not gonna shame anyone that wants to get Far Cry 5.
Oh yeah,
If someone
I've
wants to
already
buy
pre-ordered
it,
it. Yeah, I've already pre-ordered the gold edition.
if someone wants to buy Far Cry 5, that's fine. I have no problem with that. I'm just me personally. I don't really like how the microtransaction kind of is. Maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe if I find a review and it says that even though there is speed boost packs, but it doesn't really like didn't affect gameplay where like it grinds so bad monotonous that it's boring and it makes you tempted to buy. If there are reviews like that and changes my mind on it, I'll gladly buy Far Cry 5.
Yeah. I mean, I can appreciate the fact that you're not going to be one of the people that treat other people like shit because they decide to buy it.
Yeah, because it's like you can't really convince someone to join your side if you're calling them a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You're calling someone, "Hey, I hate you, but join my side." It's like, what? How's that? You're not convincing anyone.
We're talking about their kids and how much of a good father you are. Because my kids, like understand buying a game and all the loot box, and they understand all that. But
yeah,
they'll be so disappointed in me later in life that it's just going to kill me. They'll disown me because I bought Far Cry 5 or Middle or Shadow of War.
Which I heard the DLC for Shadow of War is actually pretty good.
I haven't played the deal. I haven't really played that in a long time because I lost my 96-hour save.
So
I have to go back.
I ain't going back.
I'll go back to it eventually, but I'm like, fuck. I mean, it's gonna feel like a super grind because
I would maybe go back for the DLC because the DLC is a different character and it's a different campaign entirely. I'm pretty sure the DLC is.
Yeah, I might. I mean, I'll probably go back and play. I mean, probably want to platinum the game anyway, because I have the platinum in the first one, and so I'll want to platinum this one, and I'll probably go back eventually and play it. Just every time I look at it, I'm just like, oh god, I don't know if I want to fucking 96 hours. I mean, because I wasn't even like a fourth of the way done with the story, and I was. Yeah, I wasn't like by the fourth of the way done with the story, but it was 96 hours I was in this damn game, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do all that shit again.
I can understand that. It's like when you play certain games, and it's like one of those really grindy games, like a Bethesda game, for example, and like you put like, let's say like 50 hours to a save file, and it gets corrupt. You're like, I ain't doing that again. Screw that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to do it again like a few years later, but like
immediately after.
A couple of months later, it's like you remember everything that's happened already, and it's like so it really feels like a grind when you can kind of know exactly what's coming next and everything else.
And you have trying to speed through the quest as much as you can, and then you don't end up having fun. You're thinking it'd be fun to go back and enjoy the game again.
Yeah, like that's what happened with Last of Us. Is that I played it on PS3. And then it came out the next year on PS4, and I bought it, and I put it in, and I got to the maybe the first little area, and I was like, I'm just not even feeling it because I already know exactly the fucking story.
If you know the plot, it's no point really.
Yeah, and then when I went back and played it this past recently and platinumed it, I actually really enjoyed myself all over again because it was long enough after the game.
Also, there's a leak about EA's next Star Wars game they're making.
Already?
It's apparently supposed to be like an open world Star Wars game with online elements or something like that. Which, if I had to go off that wording, it kind of sounds like a Destiny type Star Wars game.
Well, I mean, a Destiny type Star Wars game would actually work pretty well, but with EA making it,
I'm worried about how it's gonna be, entirely. Ignoring microtransactions, I'm worried how the gameplay would be.
I'm not really too.
Jump
What
for
am I
joy.
trying to say? Yeah, I mean, I'm not too excited about actually um, any sort of EA
Destiny
game.
clone.
Well, just
Well,
yeah,
just
EA
EA
in
in
general.
general.
Yeah, they've kind of. I mean, for
They
me,
kind
it
of screwed the
was
pooch on themselves.
they did after Battlefield 4, like Battlefield 3 to 4 was
Battlefield 4 is not a bad game.
it wasn't, but it was enough of a pisser that like Hardline, I had no interest whatsoever in buying Hardline, and then every game since
Hardline.
then, I was just like, yeah, I'm good, especially with Battlefront 2 and this whole debacle, like, I waited, man, I got Titanfall. It was months and months after it came out.
And I same with me. I got it months and months later, and I regretted it because the game was so good.
Yeah, but shit happens, right?
Yeah, you can't really blame yourself for an EA type fuck up. But what are you guys' thoughts on like all these games trying to like do Destiny type clones? Because I saw how the first Destiny game was an overwhelmingly success, at least in sales nut charts and overall gameplay feel. People loved the first Destiny. What do you think of developers trying to like make Destiny type clone games or first person shooter online looter stuff?
I think that everybody's going to try. I mean, the reason why people are doing it is because the game is as a service. Because like you can continue adding content to it, and then also, continue making money off of it. So I mean, that's
EA
I
poisoned
think
that
that's
word
the
for me.
main. That's the main reason. I think that people are, or the places are cloning it.
And
I'm not really too excited about it. I mean, like if you just get burned out on
the
open
same type
world
of game.
type game, yeah. I mean, it's just
I
like,
mean,
well, I mean, like Anthem is going to be just basically Destiny with a different skin.
and it's gonna have less content. And the only looter shooter game that kind of had a good redeeming redemption part, where I might be, think I look pre-ordering it. The sequel is Division. The Division stuck to the beginning, but now I played it recently, and it's a really good game now. And I really might consider getting Division 2 if Division 2 launches in the state that Division 1 was at. Like, even if you don't have the DLC for the Division, there's still so much for you to do. You get loot and everything.
J Caesar, yes,
It,
I saw that privilege rap video. Oh my God.
Wait, what?
Did you, Rambo, did you see that?
I haven't seen it.
no, I have
Oh
not.
my God, yeah, it was cringy as fuck.
That
It
seems like
sounds
all these
cringy.
progressive
Yeah,
stuff.
um,
Cringy.
Sargon did a quick thing on it, and there was a couple others that did a little thing on it. I saw there's somebody posted the whole thing up on Facebook, and that's where I saw it. And yeah, it's fucking horrible. Too fucking too
How cringy was it? Like, you had to say how
oh
cringy it was. Like, was it
bro,
like, you
on a
wanted to
scale
die
of 1 to
inside,
10, it was
know?
like a 20, dude. Yeah, it was
Did you want
two
to die
middle
inside
class it was
house?
two upper middle class chicks trying to rap about how
White privilege, and they're probably white chicks.
one was white, the other was Asian, but like they literally had like a Mario type thing in the background, and they said that like the guy he gets to like teleport from this side of the map to the other, and this refugee girl she's got to swim. Oh man, yeah, it was horrible.
Teleportation. I don't think teleportation doesn't exist. That's last time I checked. We're wrong.
I'm about to check it out.
Yes, yes, you do.
I kind of want to check it out, but at the same time, I feel like I'm gonna like it's like equivalent exchange. I'm gonna have to sacrifice something equivalently to watch that video and suffer through it.
Yeah, I mean, you might die from the cringe, but yeah, you got to see it.
I'm gonna have to. I guess I have to now. I'm obligated. Also, there's in the UK now, or really the entire. Have you seen like the Scotland police what they tweeted?
I didn't know.
I was being kind of around with that because I know you have a Twitter, but basically what they tweeted was your hate speech, the internet won't protect you from your hate speech, you know. And now the Stalin police is thinking we're going full tyrannical dictator on people's thoughts on the internet. And now they consider a crime, even if you think of saying something mean to someone, they consider that a hate crime, even if you think it.
How do they know if you think it?
Well, they're fucking. And now the UK is having a debate on free speech, which I never thought that would ever happen in my lifetime personally. I never thought that would ever happen. You had to debate free speech again.
One guy I guess was talking to Count Dankula as far as on Twitter, like referring to free speech, and since Tommy Robinson, this guy actually freely admitted since Tommy Robinson's on the joined the campaign for free speech, and this guy doesn't like Tommy Robinson. He said he's willing to give up free speech just because he doesn't like Tommy Robinson.
Jesus.
I'm like, wow, man, like you're so ideological bound that you.
It's insane to me.
It's just so fucking insane that you would willingly give up free speech because you don't like somebody.
Last time I checked, didn't people die for you to begin in a position where you are? Because where people died to live how you are. Free speech, motherfucker. People in Nazi Germany wish they had that back when that shit was going on. Even though they still didn't really have it that much, because Germany can go to jail too for hate crime on the internet.
Record, Cyrus, I don't. It might be a good game now that they've actually finished the game.
The content that they didn't add.
But at launch, it was a fucking terrible game. It had a good premise, but it just fell short. That and the fact that the developer was missing content in the game.
You said you couldn't 100% it. You couldn't 100% record.
Yeah, because it was missing a whole bot, and you needed that bot to be able to get into this one loot cave, to where you could jump up and get all the different health packs in there, because you had to collect all the health packs. And so, yeah, I mean, it was a mess, man. I played like 32 hours of that game, and I was so fucking frustrated whenever I saw that it was just like the bot was there, but they just didn't put the program in to actually build the bot. So I mean, I kind of lost interest in that game. I beat it, but I lost interest in going back and trying to finish it now.
I wouldn't bother going back either, to be fair.
And Halo, I don't really know what bad Metacritic game that I enjoyed, because I really don't go to Metacritic to see what the scores are. I guess Knack would be one. I mean, Knack from my understanding, it didn't review well, but I love the Knack games.
I never really got a chance to play in that game, so I can't really pass judgment on them.
Well, what game have y'all played and enjoyed, even though the critics hated it?
I have to think.
Well, which critics? Because if we're talking about the critics at like IGN and Kotaku,
guilty pleasure type thing, where everyone hates this game, but you like it.
Well, I mean, basically Metacritic, where the overall consensus of all the different reviewers is that it's a poorly rated game.
I'm like you. I don't really go to Metacritic. I'm trying to think of one that I know that they wouldn't have liked.
I'm trying to think of one too, because I haven't been to Metacritic in I don't remember.
The only time I really ever see Metacritic is whenever people post it on Twitter, and I'm like, some sort of definitive proof that a game is shit or a game is good, and I'm like, I don't know how you can allow another person's opinion to dictate what you think is good and bad.
A review is now like dictating kind of what people like or not now.
Yeah, what's up, Groot? Yeah, people. I don't know. I understand people use reviews for their purchases because they're limited on money and stuff, but. I mean, usually you don't use like Metacritic, where it's like an average of everybody. You find somebody that you can kind of like agree with and have a similar taste, And so you can like look at that person's review and go, okay, yeah, I'll buy it. No, I won't buy it. But to go off of Metacritic, to me, it's just kind of dumb because like that, of course, like it's an amalgamated thing for all the different reviews, compiled together. But it's just like going to like looking at Rotten Tomatoes, going, no, I'm not gonna watch that movie. It's shit.
I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes. I couldn't trust them as far as I can throw a piano. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I would never look at a review and just go, or like a collection of reviews and go, nah, it's not for me. I mean, I for that logic.
Oh, I got a game that it didn't really get low like Metacritic hate, but it got hate from like the fan base. BioShock Infinite, I enjoyed it, even though a lot of BioShock fans says it's a dumbed down, shittier version of like the BioShock 1 and 2 games. I still enjoyed it.
I loved BioShock Infinite.
It's just one of those games because
As
I've talked
much
to a
as
lot
it
of
wasn't
BioShock
as
fans that
good,
hate it out of principle.
as much as it wasn't as good as the originals,
It still wasn't a bad game.
oh, dude, for one thing, I love the story. The story was just great.
It's like when BioWare made, actually last time I would say BioWare, and 2K was making good story games, you know.
And I loved, man, when the girl, I can't remember her name.
Elizabeth,
yeah, when Elizabeth, oh man, like it would be the most epic thing ever when like you're in the middle of like a really heavy fight and you're running low on ammo, and then she would like, holler at you that she's got ammo, and she'd toss you the rifle and you'd grab it and just start fucking shooting again. Dude, that shit was fucking epic. They if they had done a little more like the originals, where it was kind of more of like a scavenger game, and
where you had different ammo types, which I
yeah, and stuff like that. Yeah, if they had gone a little deeper with that stuff and kept the story and the combat of Infinite, I think it would have been a really, really good game.
All right, I got one more. Rambo, I'm pretty sure you can agree with me on this one. The original Destiny.
It reviewed, I thought pretty well. I don't remember.
No, remember it was like hating on Metacritic, the original Destiny.
Of course, that was mostly based on the original release, though, because they don't usually update their scores.
Yeah, that's the one bad part about the Metacritic on like those games as a service, is that it either gets it has to come out of the gate good, or it ends up getting slammed. It looks like it got a 76 on Metacritic, but
that's now with recent reviews, I'm pretty sure, because they include recent reviews. Because before, I remember it was unanimously hated, and it didn't help.
I don't think anybody's ever gone back and like reviewed it. But
it was
still,
Angry Joe made it. Angry Joe took a shit on it of his reviews, so a lot of people don't even really play the game, but just see, oh, Angry Joe didn't like it, so I must hate it as well, you know.
Yeah, I don't ever watch Angry Joe. I can't stand the guy. So
it's weird how he gives Skyrim a pass for certain things and missed and beat it in like an RPG mechanics, but then he gave this other game a pass. I can't remember exactly what game it was. I'm trying to think what it was. But he gives certain games passes because, oh, he knows the developer, oh, he thinks the game is good. I'm trying to say, like, he has a bias in his reviews. And everyone treats him as this arbiter of non-biased reviews.
Yeah.
And Jim Sterling, unpopular opinion, but I think Jim Sterling is terrible.
I don't even know Jim Sterling, so.
Oh shit, you don't know who Jim Sterling is?
No.
You might remember him. He's the guy who supported doxing on people, on Gamergate members. Do you remember that?
I know I've heard a few things about him, but I just don't know who he is, so.
I don't know why Discord keeps kicking me out. Like, it keeps me in the call, but like keeps me from hearing everybody.
That's weird.
'Tis strange.
What's going on, Neverland?
You on Elf?
Why'd you re-download Sea of Thieves.
Wait, is it
Oh,
supposed to be Sea of Thieves? Because it says L of Thieves.
oh, Sea of Thieves. That's another topic. Have you seen like what people think of Sea of Thieves? I've never seen such a divided review on a game before than Sea of
Yeah,
Thieves.
it's either people love it or people hate it.
I think people love more its potential than the actual game.
But some people find it enjoyable, like they can just go in there with their friends and pretend to be pirates for a couple of hours and get like drunk and shit. I can understand that how the game could be really fun that way. Like with friends and you fuck around, like it's like a party type game you can play with your friends. I can understand that. But if you don't really have a group of friends to play with, or like you know what I mean, like a group of friends to play with, I don't think Sea of Thieves would be a game for you at all.
It's just not enough content.
And that too, there's
Yeah.
not enough content.
Yeah, I mean, like if I don't know if you're gonna launch, like to me, if you're gonna launch a games as a service, you need to launch the initial game with enough content to hold you over until that first additional content gets added. And Sea of Thieves did not do that.
Yep.
So I mean, I don't know. I think that it's just more like Microsoft just seems to be having a problem, or Xbox just seems to be having a problem right now, like finding their niche. You know, like finding their groove and being able to go with that. But it seems like, I mean, like Zaire like is making some good points. Like it seems like that they haven't had like a AAA exclusive since Gears 4, besides Forza, you know, the racing game. But and then if you look at like all their games that they've had since then, besides the racing game, they've all been kind of cartoony, like family friendly type games. And he's like wondering if that's like the direction they're going, like to try to, you know, build that niche, because there's nothing really fitting in there to that mature audience. And
I say Fortnite's been doing that.
but Fortnite's been doing what?
Like capturing a niche audience, like with kids
yeah,
and
I mean,
adults.
But I mean, as far as exclusives from Xbox, I mean,
yeah,
most of them are all like Fortnite type. What's it called?
like cartoonish
Type graphics, which I mean, they're okay, but I mean, when that's all you're getting, it's not really.
They're not bad, but when that's all there is, yeah, I can see the anger. Yeah.
No, Neverland. He's not saying that Fortnite was niche. It's caught its niche audience. Like it's grabbed a hold of
niche anymore because I'm driving to the store and I see Fortnite everywhere. Fucking at home, at my school, just everywhere now. Fortnite is.
It's blown up.
And if Fortnite comes to the Switch, I know it's kind of a joke now. Oh, Fortnite's coming to your toaster next, but
I thought
Fortnite's
that was
the next Skyrim.
I was gonna say I thought that was Skyrim.
oh yeah, Skyrim. Bethesda will release Skyrim over and over again until they have a somewhat new idea for a new IP, which apparently they're making like a space RPG now. At least that's Todd Howard lead in interviews I did.
That I would be down for that. A Fallout style game, but like multiple planets
Fallout and Elder Scrolls type mix, I'd say.
But like you could make your own spaceships and travel to other planets and shit. I'd be down.
Maybe not procedurally generated because that would make the planets less fun to be on.
Sea of Thieves Battle Royale, yeah. Well, when there's only 16 people in a server, like it kind of stops that whole Battle Royale type thing.
I swear. Also, Dying Light. Remember Dying Light? That has a Battle Royale mode too.
That one, they said that, I mean, the reviews for that one actually said that it was actually, like, it was done right. Like, it was really good. I haven't played it.
Battle Royale's everywhere now. Like, what do you think the next game is going to get Battle Royale game? Like, mode out of it?
There ain't no telling. Like, any shooter would be one that will probably take advantage of it.
Because Battle Royale's a fad. At least that's how I see it. Or Battle Royale could be the next Call of Duty. You know what I mean?
Oh, I can see Call of Duty like kind of incorporated the battle royale mode.
Yeah, Twisted Metal, but with a ground combat mode where you can get out and shoot people and shit. That might be
Yeah.
fun.
I think Destroy All Humans needs a reboot. Needs a reboot.
Hmm.
I am ready for Far Cry 5
I hope the game's
to
good. I hope I'm
release.
wrong about it. Because if I'm wrong about it, I'm definitely gonna buy it.
Well, I went ahead and today I went up to Best Buy and I realized I forgot about like my Best Buy Gamers Club, and so I went ahead and pre-ordered the uh, Stone Mason edition for God of War and the PS4 custom PS4 God of War
That thing
for
looks so good.
up there because it like I can get the Stone Mason edition for $119 rather than $149 at what's it called? At GameStop. So I was like, shit, man, that's saving me $40 right there. So or $30. So I wish you got the 20% off on consoles as well, but maybe one day.
Maybe one day. I'm just
That though, I'm so ready to have that God of War PS4 Pro.
I wish I had just money like to put on like game consoles like that because I would love to have a God of War PS4 Pro. Even that Star Wars Battlefront one. I didn't like Star Wars Battlefront really, but that console for it.
Oh
Looks
yeah,
cool.
that's one I got. That's one I got now, and it's actually a pretty cool looking console. I'm gonna give that one to my son whenever I get the God of War one.
And this year, I know everyone like for Xbox, everyone talks about wait till E3 and all that. Speak, what games do you guys hope get shown or talked about or new at E3 this year?
The only thing I can think of is maybe Borderlands 3.
Kojima's new game too. I want to see. I
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
see more
Kojima.
about that.
I would definitely like more. Maybe
Death
trying to
Stranding.
explain a little bit what the fuck we've been seeing. Because
Seriously.
I mean, it's a really cool concept. Because I mean, like we're all like, what the fuck is this? But I want to play it.
Our brains melted. We're trying to figure out what the fuck it is.
But it looks really good, though. I mean, it looks cool as shit.
And I guess the new. Although I don't. When is the new Metro supposed to launch?
Metro
This
supposed to
year.
come out this year.
I don't know
There's
if it's
no
supposed
release
to
date
be
for it.
before or after E3. Yeah.
I think it's going to be after E3.
So,
I
yeah.
hope if they can.
So I'll be
Because
I would
looking
like
forward
to see
to
more on
that.
that as well too. Yeah, that's one game I'm definitely looking forward to. The Metro games are just awesome.
Oh, fucking A, they
I
are.
finally finished Metro Last Light, and man, that was a good experience.
You didn't finish
Something
the
that's
first
gonna
one?
stay- No, I did. I finished Metro 2033, and I finished Last Light.
Oh.
Both were fantastic games.
Yes,
Oh,
they
yeah.
were. Yes, they
Oh
were.
yeah, definitely being able to see. Well, I mean, I'm hoping that Spider-Man actually releases in like
This year?
right around E3. Well, it's going to release this year. I know that. Just hoping that like it gets a date here soon because I'm kind of ready for that one. I have a kind of feeling that they're going to do a custom pro for that as well. And shit,
Dude,
it's gonna be hard not to pick that one up as well.
I'm trying to think how a Spider-Man custom PlayStation would look. I just want to know about it, but
I'm sure if I bought that one, then that one would probably stay in the box.
that'd be something you keep in the box. I would keep it in the box.
Trying to think of other games that are supposed to be coming out soon. Can't really think of many though.
No, A Way Out just came out.
Ain't that getting sued? Like I think I saw a video of something about getting sued for plagiarizing or something like that.
I haven't heard anything about that. I mean, it's
It might
already
have been
out.
just a
so-
joke type thing on a review I saw. I'm not sure. But it's supposed to be a really good. Well, apparently it's a co-op game, and it's split
Yeah, it's
screen.
all. That's all you can do is co-op. They said
Which
it whenever, like a bunch of reviews have said, like whenever they get done with the what's it called? When they get done with the game, that they never really feel like they went on a journey, just more like of a geographical uh, hop or whatever. They left not really caring about the characters, but they do. I guess they do the co-op pretty well. But there's times like whenever, like you could trigger a cutscene while I'm still looking around for shit, and it would take the cutscene would take over the screen where I can't see my character anymore. And then maybe like if I'm actually getting a good narrative of the story, you can go talk to an NPC, and that both of them will actually be taught, like both voices and shit like that will all be talking at the exact same time. So there's problems in that area. But I bought it, but I've got to figure out like who I want to play it with.
the game, you definitely need a friend to play. I couldn't see any other way of playing it.
Yeah, the one cool thing about that is that you like two people, only one person has to own the game. Like I can play with somebody that's online, but they don't own the game. They can download a free copy of the game, but they just can't get trophies or achievements.
Which, if you're trying to play with an achievement hunter, that must suck ass.
No,
I mean,
Neverland. I really don't trade in my PS4s for the PS4 Pros. I just buy them again. Like I just buy the Pros themselves.
So much money.
Yeah, definitely.
Anal cavity mechanics confirmed.
in
I
what?
don't know. I don't know what the
Yeah,
hell
Fuck.
I
they're.
don't know what the hell that is. So
What do you guys hope for, like, the next Star Wars game to be, like, ignoring, like, the whole Destiny thing, like, loot genre Star Wars game that I mentioned?
Honestly, I'm not even looking forward to anything Star Wars.
yeah,
So
Star Wars is kind
Uh,
of dead to me now.
yeah, I really want a good single player Star Wars story game, but it's made by EA, so that's not gonna happen. Like, no matter how much I want it to be.
but yeah, they killed the single player uh, Star Wars game like completely. So like they're
One
not
of the
interested in making a single player one at all.
one of the best Star Wars games ever made, in my opinion, was The Force Unleashed. It was such a fun Star Wars game to play.
I mean, a Star Wars MMO could probably be one of the coolest games ever.
Didn't they try that with Knights of the Republic or whatever?
They didn't do it right though. Like you'd have to get the balance like perfect.
Oh, that's another game that could be good. And Knights of the Republic 3. Pretty sure there's KOTOR fans here and everywhere who've been waiting for that like forever now.
I don't know. I mean, like the one good thing that EA has done is that Burnout Paradise remaster doesn't have any microtransactions at all. So I'm thoroughly enjoying the fact that like that one's actually a pretty decent game.
That's good. I wish EA would do that more with their games instead of trying to force microtransactions where they don't belong.
Yeah, the old Republic.
Old Republic wasn't bad.
Tire 64 on Fortnite. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
It's on Fortnite.
Yeah. Yeah. Something like PlanetSide 2, J. Caesar, I think would work out really well for Star Wars. Be pretty easy to come up with 3 or 4 different coalitions, maybe, or whatever you want to call them,
3
factions.
groups, but they
Yeah.
could just be 3 groups of bounty hunters. They don't have to be like a galactic empire or rebellion and some other groups. They could be like crime families from the Star Wars universe.
Or it could even be later on. It could be like the remnants of the Jedi, and it could be, like
Remnants of the Empire.
well, yeah, like a faction of the Empire that are still around that are trying to reclaim their power, and then a third group, a neutral one like the Hutts or bounty hunters or whatever you want to call it.
The Hutt. They couldn't really do the Hutts. It'd have to, because Jabba the Hutt was pretty sure the last of the Hutt family.
I can't remember. I haven't kept up on any of the lore, so.
In canon, all the Hutts are massacred by Darth Maul in canon now.
Well, but that is. Wait.
No,
Darth Maul? No.
No, remember he survives, Darth Maul.
Oh man, I don't even know.
Oh yeah, you haven't catch up in your Star Wars lore.
Fuck no. They got rid of most of it anyway.
Yeah, I can understand. After they retcon, like, some of the best lore of Star Wars history, like the Darth Bane Rule of Two, in Darth Bane books. Couldn't imagine sticking around with Star Wars after they retconned all that. Disney. How long do you think a Star Wars brand is going to be a moneymaker for?
Oh, dude, they'll milk it for forever.
I can't say forever, because Last Jedi apparently was a worst-selling Star Wars movie made.
That doesn't usually stop them, though.
Look at this new Han Solo movie. Does this look good to you in any sense of the word? Because me personally, that game looks like an abortion.
I haven't seen anything about it, but that's the thing.
Just watch the trailer.
I don't want to.
You will want to die.
I don't want to.
Actually, I wouldn't recommend it. If you liked Han Solo from the original trilogy, I wouldn't recommend watching it.
Yeah, I liked Han.
Because apparently they know every character from Star Wars' backstory. Every single one of them. Like, that droid, BB-8's gonna have his own backstory, guarantee you.
What about his Nazi version?
He's gonna have probably his own Star Wars movie called BB-8 the Nazi Simulator.
Yeah. I don't know.
Titanfall. So, speaking of Titanfall, do you think Titanfall 3 is gonna be the big redemption that Titanfall needed to get the sales numbers it needed, or you think it's gonna be dumbed down since EA bought them?
I think the only reason that Titanfall 2 didn't get the sales numbers it deserved is because of the way EA treated it.
Yep.
By launching it next to Battlefield 1.
Yeah.
And Call of Duty, too.
Yeah, I mean, like, they killed that game before it ever even had a chance to see what it could do.
But it has a loyal fan base. I don't want to say loyal because people get the wrong idea, but loyal, like, people who play it all the time still.
Yeah, I mean, it's really quick finding a game online.
Yeah, I mean, they've had a lot of good sales with the game too, so that way, like, more and more people that didn't try it whenever it was $60 and tied it next to their Call of Duties or the Battlefields, they've now went back and picked it up because it is now cheap enough to where. Well, shit, I mean, like, you can get right now. You can get Battlefield 1, a copy of Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2 on PlayStation for like $19.99. Yeah, the combo, both the games for $19.99.
Oh yeah, that shit.
So I mean, they've
You
had a
had
lot
no
of good.
excuse at that point to play Titanfall 2. I mean, really.
They've had a lot of good sales with it. So I mean that's the one good thing is that it actually. I mean they might not have made as much because of the sell prices, but it's got more and more people to play it to where I think that Titanfall 3 has a better chance of getting better sales
Getting noticed because now
just
everyone knows Titanfall's a big player.
if they just launch it in the right time frame. Like you can't launch it next to all the big first-person shooters that are already established.
And because you can't really launch anything around Call of Duty, because Call of Duty has pretty much captured the casual market by capturing them completely.
Oh, they did that a long time ago. Like they're no matter how bad. I mean, Call of Duty can make the shittiest fucking game ever, and that shit will still be the top seller. And what's crazy is that it becomes the top seller for the entire year in 2 months.
Because what was it? I don't want to say it's because the hardcore people's fault. Because some people
They have a hardcore following.
they're following, but it's more the casuals. Because casuals like that time of the year tend to get Call of Duty mad, and that's why EA wants to try to capture the casual market on every single game that they own.
I mean, it's not like those people don't buy other games though, and that's why it was just so stupid of that, because they're certainly not going. Well, okay, the ones who don't have the money are certainly not going to buy another game other than their favorite Call of Duty or whatever right around when it launched. So, if they only had $60 to spend, well, they certainly weren't going to try out Titanfall 2. They were just going to get their new Call of Duty, and then whenever they got their next $60 in 4 or 5 or 6 months or whatever it was, they would, might try another game then. So, yeah, they really should have thought that out a little better. Especially, how do you launch Titanfall 2 right next to your own competitive shooter launching?
Well, they actually said that they thought that those two had such a separate audience, they would be able to stand next to each other. And I'm like, that's just dumb. They're both a first-person shooter. Like, just because one has mechs doesn't make it a completely different genre.
But even besides that, they're still similar.
Yeah.
I mean, the Titanfall 2 even has it's not quite Battlefield, but it's Battlefield-esque game modes.
Yeah.
Especially with attrition, because I mean that almost mimics the. It's kind of a offshoot almost of what's the main Battlefield mode?
You're gonna get me lying, so I don't know.
Yeah, I can't. But because tickets, the ticket countdown, but instead it's points, and you can get points by either killing the people or by killing the AI guys and stuff. So it's a really similar. The only thing that Titanfall doesn't have with that is the different spawn points that you capture and shit.
Okay, leave there right now. What was it?
But,
damn, it sucks because I can't remember it right now.
Man, I'm a Battlefield guy too. Conquest.
Oh yeah.
That's what it is, Conquest. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, are they making a Titanfall 3?
From what I understand, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna top. I don't know how they're gonna top the campaign though.
They don't even have to top it story-wise. Just make the levels even better.
Man, but that story, that's what made it so good.
Yeah, that was a great-ass story.
Fucking epic.
Yeah, I'd probably remember the level where you're jumping on those ships. You're jumping onto each ship. That was an epic. That was fucking one of the coolest levels in the game.
Titanfall 3 World War II.
Trying to think how that would look.
Oh, Well, considering that, like, they'd have to do like World War III or something like that, so that way that's kind of like futuristic with the mechs.
World War III Planet Mech Simulator.
Yeah, I don't know, because they even like they had some time travel stuff in the single player.
That was one of the. That's probably one of the coolest game levels I've played in a long time in any game.
That was
Though.
a cool game level, yeah. But so they had that. So
It's like
what are they gonna do for the campaign after that though?
it's like what Call of Duty used to have. That level. That level is like something that Call of Duty used to do, like original levels like that. How would they top it? I just think they
Oh,
need to get.
did you guys hear about this? The Disney is removing all the blasters and shit from the Star Wars movie posters.
No,
Yeah,
What?
yeah,
because of the guns.
yep.
They're
Oh
fucking
dear
laser
lord!
Yeah, so
weapons.
for like the solo one, and I don't know if there were any in the for the new.
Last
I
shit
look
show.
cause
I mean,
well, that's not Last Jedi, but the one coming after Last Jedi. I don't know if they have any posters made or
that's
anything like
Solo.
that. But for yeah, the solo one's up on the screen right now. But yeah, they removed the blaster from the poster.
That's one thing about Han, his blaster.
Oh,
Han's dead. Star Wars is dead. We just gotta accept the fact. Just pretend Star Wars ended at Episode 6 and all the books and lore World 2 stop as canon. It's the only way you can imagine Star Wars in a positive light right now.
yeah, man, that's just oh. So yeah, Han, the girl. I don't know who the girl is supposed to be, and then Chewie. All their guns have been taken away. Oh, and Lando too. Lando has a little pistol in his
Oh,
in his
is
cape, and that one's gone too.
they're gonna kill Lando too? God.
Uh,
Is everything now a political statement?
start disagreement.
What in Avengers? Are they gonna remove the guns in Avengers? Are they gonna take what's her name? What's that? Black Widow's
Black Widow.
gun? Are they gonna take away her gun because diversity, something like that, or not diversity, but anti-gun? Because apparently now guns in entertainment is now propaganda, as David Hogg established. You know.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's strange how everyone else is the bad guy, but then yeah, this guy David Hogg, who's got famous off his quote unquote friends' dead corpses. I don't think he wasn't even in the same building, was he? Now they're bringing that up again, but
He
I don't
was
think so.
no, yeah, he was not in the building where the shooter was.
so what suffering did he have to go through? Was he in the room? Was he in the
He
room
just has
watching like a
he just has
massacre?
the right political points.
True, I guess.
I think it's funny they won't like, because there's a Holocaust, a Columbine survivor who travels around the country and talks about how he became far more pro-gun after the Columbine attack and after he did a lot of research and stuff like that. And I think it's interesting that
I assume he's put into the executioner's block and no one talks about him, right?
well, yeah, it's not like CNN has that guy on, or or NBC or any of those.
Left-leaning sites.
And I mean, he waited a while because he was an adult when he started doing it. But
It's almost like you can't make a decision like that when you're a kid. It's almost like
but yeah, he's been doing it for a while, and they never wanted to interview him.
nope, we have to propagandize shootings now. Just I can't wait for the next terrorist attack to happen, and then that gets propagandized. It's gonna happen, by the way, like it or not.
Well, you
Fox News is
notice
gonna milk it.
they didn't do they
Well,
haven't been talking about the shooting in Arizona where the resource officer shot the kid before, like, I think only 2 people were injured.
You don't want to talk about that because that's hero work.
Yep.
You know? That's,
Can't make a big deal out of it because there aren't enough bodies.
jeez.
Yep.
Are they trying to like take away your guns to try to go like try to make you guys like the UK where the government can stomp on you and you can't do anything about it? Is that what the gun taking away your guns is about? Like not
Pretty
letting you
much. I
do
mean,
stuff?
they've already, Hillary Clinton and others have already come out and said that uh, background checks and all that are just a step. That confiscation is the event, and revocation, is that the right word?
Is their goal the Clinton dynasty?
Rescindment? Would that be a better one? No, whatever. Of the Second Amendment is the eventual goal. So yeah,
It's almost like, oh man, but Hillary Clinton lost because of the Russian bots. That's the reason why she lost, right?
I guess. Yeah, trigger happy. Saved a whole bunch of people's lives, but he was trigger happy.
I think I'm gonna get the God of War tattoo.
Jeez, I don't think you can make that decision type.
Well, like make this the red thing go across my left eye, you know.
Oh, Jesus, Rambo. What the fuck?
I can shave my head and I can burn my family and then take their ashes and like paint my body.
Well, we got to make it authentic, right?
That's why his body's white. That's ashes of his dead family.
Also, people got mad because the voice actor for Kratos is black and then Kratos is white or something like that.
Well, it's cultural appropriation.
Oh, did you? Yeah, did you? Are you talking about that guy that was talking about Kratos being white?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's talking about like. First of all, he said he's the whitest man of white, man, and I was like, first of all, you don't even fucking understand like why he's white. He's not white because of, like just a white man. That's the ashes of his dead family, and
But
they
the
were
game's
like they were like put into his like part of his skin now, and I was like, second of all, why don't you ask the actual voice actor how he feels about it instead of virtue signaling for him? Like, he might not, I mean, if he doesn't care, he seems to, like I don't see why it should be an issue for anybody. And third of all, it's fucking based on Greek mythology, not anything else. Like early on Greek mythology, most of them are white. Or would be considered a white man, you know?
Rambo, we've already established that being historically, if anything, Kingdom Come Deliverance has showed us being historically accurate is racist. So.
Yeah, and then somebody else, I guess, because they took a quote from David Scott Jaff whenever he made like the original God of Wars, and they said that like this guy took from this quote that Kratos was made in the image of a neo-Nazi, which I was like, dude, like your reading comprehension fucking sucks. Because David Scott Jeff said he was watching American History X, and whenever one part of the movie, Edward Norton's character stood up and he was really upset, and like he was just like really ripped, and he had that look on his face like he just wanted to kill everybody. And he said he wanted to capture that image into Kratos and like make him look like that, and he took that as meaning that he wanted him to be a neo-Nazi.
Kratos is a Nazi.
I'm like, how the fuck do you get like? Where do you make these mental leaps? Like, how are you this fucking stupid?
That's a question we should be asking.
Man.
Also, a book was trending on Twitter at one point.
Who?
A book. Book was trending on Twitter.
I still didn't hear what you said.
A book is trending on Twitter, or was trending on Twitter before.
What book?
I can't remember the name, but the reason why I was trending because the main character was gender fluid.
Oh Jesus.
I didn't know what the fuck gender fluid meant at first. I'm like, what the fuck does that even
Nobody
mean?
knows
And then
what
I
gender
found out.
fluid means.
And there's like I've seen like 4 definitions of what it is, and I'm like,
It's
alright,
a made up term, so
I can't really figure this out. Like, is gender fluid mean you're not any of the genders, or are you? Like, I'm trying to play mental gymnastics with this, you know?
You can be anywhere or nowhere on the gender spectrum, which I don't even know what nowhere would be. Like, how can you be nowhere on the spectrum?
I don't know. These people seem to make up definitions left and right, so you might ask them.
Yeah.
Same. The world we live in.
Best timeline ever.
no, God.
Is that gonna be like the quote on your
You
gravestone?
say that, man, but shit, dude.
Oh, come on. If we didn't have this shit, we'd be so bored.
Yeah, but
Would
I'm
we?
scared for this, to be honest. Like, I
Yeah,
know
we
you
would.
live in America. I know you live in America and you have the Constitution to protect you, but unfortunately,
The Constitution really don't mean shit anymore, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
They've been
it,
hacking away at it for a good long time now.
I wouldn't say because they can't go against like the First or Second Amendments, can they?
well, they
They
can.
do.
And, yeah,
Yeah.
sadly.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are still in a better situation than, let's say, the UK right now.
It has staved off some of the more, like, we don't have Bill C-16 yet, but they
It's
are
not
trying.
gonna happen.
Oh, it's getting there, dude. Because like there was a law that passed in New York
I guarantee
where
there's gonna be a bunch of red states, like not to make a bunch of red states tell that just go laugh and tell them to go fuck themselves.
yeah, but yeah, New York passed a law where a landlord could be fined like up to $10,000 or $20,000 if they misgendered one of their uh, tenants.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, and there was a couple other laws that passed like that. I think in California there was one about it was in like nursing homes.
It would be hard to, like, to completely cut out gender words from your vocabulary. Like, when you're trying to address somebody and talk to somebody. I mean, it would make it, if I lived in that area, it'd be like, I'm just not going to talk.
Fuck that. I
Never
ain't talking to
associate
no
with
one.
other people.
Yeah, I mean, that's, and this is the Jordan Peterson goes on about this because he's gotten a whole bunch of letters from trans people saying this kind of nonsense just makes it harder for them because, I mean, think about it. Who would want to hire a trans person knowing that if you say the wrong gender pronoun that they could sue the shit out of your company?
Yeah, no shit, yeah. You would definitely find a way to, like, I guess, discriminate against them by not hiring them. Like, you'd find a loophole to where you could say, yeah, we're just not, you just don't fit what we're looking for, just to protect your company. Because, like, you wouldn't want to work that hard for building your company to get it all torn down because somebody decided to say, what's up, dude?
Right?
Yeah, fuck that. I'm not ever gonna go. Like, I'm afraid if I go back to New York, it's gonna be a different place than I remember it was in 2008.
Oh, most definitely probably will be.
makes me inclined to never go back there.
Yeah, but then again, if you lived in the UK, you could get jailed for teaching your pug how to do the Nazi salute.
So, if there's any UK viewers watching this right now, I recommend getting out of the UK like ASAP.
Yeah, I don't know how Sargon's still there.
Sargon needs to get out of there because once they put Count Dankula in jail, they're going for him next.
I mean, he has to have said a few things.
Oh, if you go back to his video, Sargon does not support political correctness in any sense of the word. If they even watch one of his videos, they would probably they're gonna probably jail Sargon.
Yeah. Come
Like,
on,
Sargon
come on
needs to
over
get out
here,
of there.
Sargon. Join the dark side. We've got cookies and shit.
Just saying, Sargon, you're gonna have a way better time over there than in the UK. But I can't really say and talk shit about the UK as I'm in Canada right now, and Canada's doing its own stupid shit as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Like we're kind of close together in the UK in this. There hasn't really been any big jail case like how there is with Count Dankula in the UK. But
It's
gonna
coming,
happen
though.
at some point.
It's definitely coming.
I think Jordan Peterson's gonna be the victim of it. They're gonna try to get rid of Jordan Peterson.
You know, maybe, but that wouldn't be very strategic of them. If they
They've
were,
never really been that strategic though.
yeah, they're smarter than people give them credit for. Because that's the thing. If they tried to make an example of Jordan Peterson, like the outrage, oh, it'd be worldwide and it'd be huge. Because there's just too many people that follow him. So I don't know. It'd be tough. That'd be a hell of a first target.
They would try though, because same with Sargon, when they're gonna go for the people that have the most grass. Because Jordan Peterson is very popular, especially young people. I know a lot of people in my school who fucking love Jordan Peterson.
Yeah. Yes, Cyrus, Jordan Peterson is Canadian. And the no gender people and the multi-gender people, it's not quite gotten to the point where they're fighting yet, but it's already started because you see this with they're called TERFs, trans exclusionary radical feminists, and the trans people, because the TERFs don't like how men can just say that they're a woman and then get woman status, and they don't like that. So they argue that trans women aren't real women.
But don't they fight for that cause too? They're eating each other alive.
And that's, yeah, it's more than that too, because like it's the tenets of their beliefs don't agree. Like one of feminism's big things is that gender is a social construct. But if gender is a social construct, then trans people can't exist, because there would be no such thing as being born with a male brain in a woman's body, or vice versa. If gender is a social construct, then there are no male brain or female brains, and nothing like that. So yeah, it's I don't know how they're going to reconcile that, and you already see them Like there was a great, I think they pulled it from Tumblr, but somebody ranked the, they ranked the progressive stack or the victim Olympics for, it was, because it started with the
Who are
most,
the ultimate victims though? Like, who are the ultimate in this
well,
contract?
this was just for male, female, and trans female. So I don't know, I don't know what the ultimate one is, but so the first person put it, I think it was it women first, then trans women, then was it women first, then trans women, then trans. No, the first one put trans women first, then women, then trans men, then men. But then the second person was arguing with them because trans women were men, so they had male privilege originally, so they should be under non-trans women because they didn't have male privilege. And oh yeah, it went from there. People arguing back and forth over who was on top or below or whatever. It was hilarious.
Like, would a black transgender woman or gender fluid transgender woman, would that be the ultimate hierarchy? Like, would that be the ultimate you cannot question this person then in the
I think
gender spectrum?
only if they're Muslim, because
Well,
Muslims are above all of it. It seems.
well, Muslims will do whatever they want in the UK. You can touch them, which I find odd. Like, I'm not sure what benefits. How does that benefit the people if they're allowing these Muslim rape gangs to just rape people all over the place?
Well, there's new articles and shit coming out about that too. Apparently, it's worse than anybody thought.
I know the government that thinks they're invincible, but eventually the people. I feel like the people like are eventually just gonna stop getting walked on top by the government, and they're gonna take justice to their own hands. Because that's what I'm thinking. Because I'm seeing that
That's usually what
these
happens.
videos. There's gonna be people who say enough is enough, and they're gonna get guns because even though that like the CNET likes to look at the UK and like the EU in general and say, oh, they're the arbiters of gun control or whatever, but they'll get guns one way or another, and then there's gonna be a big war where I guarantee it's gonna be Muslims versus people who live in the. It's just gonna be a race war in the UK,
Well, Muslim isn't a race, so
or not? No, well, it's just gonna be. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking how this is gonna be. I'm thinking it's gonna be a bloody war, just someone breaking into houses, killing everyone, and decide who's a Muslim. And then that same's gonna happen with the other side, and it's just gonna be a bloody massacre.
it's definitely possible.
I think it's close to happening now more than ever. Like if these Muslim rape gang like things are true, which I inclined to believe they are, then no one's gonna sit there and just let the government just say these people have special privileges. You can't, all that. No one's gonna sit there for long. Eventually, someone's gonna snap and massacre a lot of people.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to hope that they can sort this out before it comes to actual violence.
That's the problem. I don't think it's gonna sort itself out. I think it's gonna get to a civil war type shit in the UK, or maybe even, yeah, I would say a civil war.
Now, Cyrus, I wouldn't say people don't care about it outside of the internet, because it's it's not that. It's like, because there's so many things that are already completely overrun by this shit. Like HR departments. They've got so much sway in HR departments, and like you see all these guidelines and stuff for diversity hiring and shit like that within HR departments and stuff. It's that I think it's because on the internet you can be a lot more outspoken about shit like this, and it's just the internet, and so they keep their head down.
At least for now.
Yeah, and they keep their head down in the real world, but they've got their groups that they've started to take over, like like I said, HR departments is one, the colleges are another. So, and like I said, they've shit. What was it last year? Man spreading became a crime in New York.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah, it is
New
illegal
York?
to man spread in New York on the subway and shit.
Fuck, making me ashamed to say I'm from that shit saying now. Christ. I'm
Yes,
embarrassed about it now.
yes, Cyrus, the percentage of people that care about it might be lower than what the internet would lead you to believe, but they've got an incredible amount of pull with the right people. And I think that's the big problem.
What's Cyrus talking about, Gangster?
Just like social justice nonsense.
They may be small, but if they got powerful friends and they got company heads like Mark Zuckerberg supporting
Yeah.
them 100%.
Yep. That's the big problem.
They got big corporations supporting them, and I'm wondering where is this going to lead? Is this going to lead to regulations of Facebook since it's an information database?
I don't know. I just watched a clip of what was it, a congressional hearing or something where Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, it wasn't like the CEOs or anything, but it was people high up in there, and they were basically Ted Cruz was asking if like practices like shadow banning and stuff like that were common, and they were all, of course, saying no. It's we don't do this sort of thing. We don't do this sort of thing. And then
That's
Ted,
bullshit.
well, and as Ted Cruz is like, oh well, we've got these videos here, and they were Project Veritas videos where they basically had a couple high up people in like Twitter and YouTube and shit saying that they'll shadow ban people or whatever. So, yeah, man, I don't know. Shit's getting
And
nutty.
the CEO of YouTube is something else entirely. That bitch.
Oh, she's fucking crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think this is gonna lead to regulations though, like of companies?
I don't know.
Because because a lot of regular sites like the Daily Wire don't pop up in people's news feeds on Facebook anymore. Even if you follow them on Facebook, they don't pop up on your news feed. And now all you see on your Facebook news feed, even as someone who lives in Canada, I see CNN on my news feed. I'm not even an American, and all that stuff. That's how crazy it is.
Yeah. I mean, I've been seeing less and less of all the groups that I subscribe to, so I don't know.
You have to go to your news feed. I think you have to do some manual changes because Facebook's effectively taken out the right on. Because at the end of, what was it, the 2016 election, Mark Zuckerberg went to go meet Obama.
I can't remember.
It happened apparently. He went to meet Obama, and people were speculating at that
It's
meeting.
leaking.
They were talking about why Clinton lose, and Mark Zuckerberg may have mentioned, oh, there's probably these conservative outlets that are, doing it, and then Russian bots.
Yeah.
Cyrus, I think that where you're going to see more of the reason why you say like that you don't see it there, we're in Middle America, so we're not going to see it as much because Middle America is just
It's a wild wasteland.
more
Wild West.
Well, just more rural and more
normal.
good, like kind of good old boy type American. But like I think where a lot of
Big
the
cities,
SJW dudes that are on the coastlines, you'll
like
see
big
that like
cities,
yeah, that's where
New
you'll see like
York,
in Los Angeles, New
California.
York, Florida, those type of things is where you'll start seeing the actual SJW shit in actual real life.
And it was in California, Berkeley, and you got like the home base of Antifa.
One of them, yeah, and definitely by any means now.
Do you also another question about like that? You know, how I mentioned it, like people rebelling against in the UK, rebelling against the government and all that. Do you think there's going to be another group that's going to be like show up, but except it's going to make the opposite of Antifa and be just as violent as them?
I mean, it's definitely a possibility.
Do you think there's like you said there's a possibility now of another group showing up being like Antifa but anti-SJW kind of, but they're kind of like the guys who just now want to use their tactics because they do it.
Well, it would be a good excuse for violent people.
To cause violence.
Yeah. So, because that's the thing, the people that don't want to use their tactics, they just usually stay home.
And most of these Antifa guys are not good fighters.
No, they are not.
Because I remember I was in a Discord channel where this guy was telling me he was at like he got into a you remember Berkeley they're out that in Berkeley. He was at Berkeley when it happened. He was talking about how like the fight went down, and when he got into a fight with the Antifa member, he tried to punch him and then run away. But then he said he grabbed him and then beat the shit out of him on the ground. And the guy basically, as soon as he grabbed him and tossed him to the ground, the guy couldn't do anything about it because he was a sissy little bitch, you know, kind of like all their members.
Well, yeah, I mean, they had that professor that was hiding. Yeah, was hiding behind a bunch of chicks, and then he would dart out, whack somebody with the bike lock, and then go back to hiding.
Hiding behind a woman, unironically. Not saying it's an insult, by the way. Just saying that as a point of reference.
It was funny, but yeah, let's see.
So any other big news in gaming and other things?
I've been looking. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot.
I think gaming's been kind of quiet.
Yep.
No new games in the market, so.
The first major change to Section 230 in years, Congress voted this week to make internet companies take a little more responsibility than they have for content on their sites. Interesting.
Is that playing to the whole narrative of trying to censor conservatives, or something like else in general?
Let's see. So this is about, so Section 230 was the law they made where, no, I was eating an orange. This is potato chips. Where they're considered like a library, and they're not liable for what's being quote unquote published because they are a platform, not a publisher. So let's see. But that was what that thing with Ted Cruz was about, because if they moderate, then technically um, they're not a platform anymore. They're a publisher.
Which they're not a publisher. They're a platform. Like Facebook is a platform, not a publisher.
Well, not if they moderate. If they curate the feeds, then they're publishing. They're not just a platform. And so, let's see, it's the case of Backpage.com, a site ostensibly for classifieds, but one well known for its adult service ads. Among them, if you know what to look for, are sex ads featuring children forced into prostitution. All of those terms were indicative of an underage child, says Mary Mazzio. I am Jane Doe. Let's see. Eventually mounting evidence to show that Backpage was actively involved in the sex ads. This means that the site is a publisher liable for its content. Backpage and its founders are now facing a federal grand jury in Arizona.
I say good.
Well, sure, yeah, definitely if they were involved in the ads and stuff too. But let's see, they said they were going to amend the law though, and I want to know what the amendment to the law is. God, Jesus fucking Christ! Why can't they just tell you what the...
They're amending.
I know, right? Brem is probably proposing prostitution.
Definitely. Like, I mean, what do you think? He loves his new job so much. You know, and he's definitely in prostitution. And I heard he like invites this guy named Go Get to come to Arizona to basically fuck him up. You know? Like that, there's one gay guy named Go Get.
Yeah, oranges sound pretty good.
Oranges are delicious, and they're super cheap at the grocery store near me.
Orange is the new blue.
Yeah, they didn't really say what the proposed changes to the law were, so fuck them. But that's definitely something I want to keep an eye on, because I don't like it when Congress starts talking about new regulations for the internet.
Is it what type of regulation is it? Is it like so they can't censor information and all that, or is it like other stuff where they can?
Well, they were talking about changes to the law that gives Facebook and Google and Twitter and them immunity because they are a platform, not a publisher. So I don't know exactly what change. Like I said, they didn't really put the changes that they were considering there. But theoretically, it would probably be something that just makes the Facebook and them more liable for...
They can't censor information, just like a library can't hide a book from you or something like that.
Maybe, yeah. Or if they do, then that qualifies as being a publisher because you're curating the information. So
And you have to call yourself a publisher. Which I'm not much worried about Facebook. I'm more worried about Google censoring information than Facebook or anything. And we know Google will alter results. And we know they will from experience.
Jesus, Goget. Flirting with your dog.
Go gets a dog eater. What the? Anyone got any other topics they want to discuss?
Let's see. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. You three are ridiculous, by the way.
Me?
No. Cyrus, Ryan, and Garuda.
What are they saying?
No,
No.
they're just being idiots in chat.
Oh.
Being normal in chat.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think they're all Nazis in the chat, so you can't really talk to them. Like the Cyrus Martin guy, he's pretty shit, am I right?
People would have you believe.
Yeah, I'm a pretty judgmental asshole.
What a bunch of faggots. So has anyone got any topics left to discuss or?
I'm looking through Reddit, but doesn't look like there's a whole lot.
Seems everything would sort of went on Wednesday would count Dankula.
And he still has until April before we just know what actually happens to him.
I'm hoping the guy doesn't go to prison. I really do.
Well, there is because I think the max sentence is like a year or two.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're obviously trying to make an example out of him.
But they're just now people are going to be voicing their opinion even more now than they ever did before.
Well, especially if you live in the UK.
Yeah.
Like if they want to try to censor speech, I know they want to go after. But what if they got like 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 people voicing their 5,000 people voicing their opinion against like them doing this? What are they gonna jail 5,000 people?
Probably.
I mean, yeah.
They're gonna go full Soviet Union on them.
Looks like they really don't care.
I mean, they're obviously fine with letting grooming gangs free to operate for some of them for 30 or 40 years, I do believe.
All because they're a different race, right?
That was some of it, yeah. They didn't want to be labeled racist or whatever. Which is funny because they always refer to him as Asian. So like in articles and stuff, it'll be, Asian grooming gangs. So East Asians and Indians and stuff have started complaining because because they say Asian and then everybody thinks that it's all Asians when really it's just one small part of Asia that these gangs are coming from.
I highly doubt it's just one small part.
Well, it's not China or India or Japan or any of those.
I think they'll try. Wait, do they do this jail stuff in Sweden? Like put people in jail they don't like?
What?
Will they start doing this stuff in Sweden? Like this jail stuff?
I don't know.
Because I'm thinking maybe PewDiePie will be next on the target list.
He's already been on the target list.
Doesn't he not live in Sweden anymore though?
No, he don't. He lives in the UK.
Yeah. Well.
Oh shit.
But now he's in the UK, so.
If they want to, I'm just waiting to see if they'll start a fight with PewDiePie and Sargon. Could you imagine they try to like put Sargon and PewDiePie in prison?
I could see them eventually trying.
I highly doubt this will succeed because PewDiePie is so big now.
I mean, they'd definitely be going after giants.
They're gonna try to slay the Colossus. I was gonna say. And the goal. So this is an example. Count Dankula is going to be the example that the UK government's going to use to arrest more people.
Do what?
He's going to be the example that they're going to use to arrest more people.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, he'll.
They've already
they're gonna
threatened.
Use him. They're going to use him as the example of like to basically deter people from wanting to be like him.
Express their free speech in a free country. Or actually, I shouldn't say free country anymore.
Yeah, they're gonna like trying to make it to where they'll see the punishment of what could come and be like, no, it ain't worth it.
And they'll make sure to tell them you better vote Democrat or you're gonna go to jail. which I can see that. I can see them doing this, like some Vladimir Putin levels of rigging election.
Yeah, I don't know. Because they've, what was it? There was already a whole bunch of police departments who tweeted out shit like, I can't remember the exact words that they used, but basically saying if you post hate speech online, we'll find you, or something like that.
We'll jail you.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that was the Scotland Police Department that was like that. Like, it was insane the way they were going on about that. Like the way they were saying it. It sounded like they were like gonna be monitoring everybody's like online interactions.
I thought they'd be doing that anyways, though, nowadays.
I don't know how they do it over there.
Oh shit. Yes. Yes, more YouTubers go to prison now.
Yeah.
But how come they haven't hit that Tommy Robinson, more than I guess what they did?
Right?
I mean, like they've been after him for a while, but I mean, like they haven't. I'm surprised they haven't like gone after him for jail time or anything yet.
What do you mean I sound depressed when I'm not eating?
Cyrus. Food.
Yeah, Ryan, I cannot even imagine that conversation in the prison.
Teach someone to talk.
What are you in for? I killed a man. What about you? I taught my dog to salute. I put it on the internet, man.
Matt, I imagine the prisons in the UK are gonna get filled a lot.
What's sad is they'll be filled with YouTubers instead of like pedophiles.
Yeah, yeah. The UK is already established. They're free, but they can't allow YouTubers who expose them and all that stuff to exist. Like, because Sargon's been doing a lot of coverage on not just like Count Dankula, but other cases in the UK of them doing this. In like Muslim group gangs and Asian group gangs or whatever. He's been covering those a lot lately. His like This Week in Stupid. So I'm feeling that he's definitely next on the targets like to take down. Because he's exposing a lot of this to like
I would definitely be worried if I was him.
I'd be trying to get out of there so I can't try to get to America anywhere. Like in America.
And those I just watched Top Hats and Champagne video the other day where his wife's son just had a kid in the UK and she wanted to move back to the UK so that they could be closer to their grandkid. And Top Hats told her, like, I'd like to, but I've definitely said some shit that's just as bad as what Count Dankula did. And so if I went to the UK,
doesn't matter if it's satire.
Yeah, and it's like she was like, "Oh man, I didn't even think about that." And it's like, yeah, fucking, anybody like that. If you're an edgy comedian or a streamer or or shit, what if you've done a like the who is that Rambo? Who's the guy that did the Nazi joke?
I
The older one.
don't know who you're talking about. But I can't think of.
You just said his name too.
I can't. Shit.
Well, yeah, but what if you've done what if you've done a TV show or something and you've played a character that does some shit like that? I mean, does that count?
You're fucked. I guess you're fucked. All I gotta say.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, this is
A whole new universe.
well, yeah, it's a whole fucking thing now.
And we shouldn't even be doing this, but now we're speculating. Like, it's a far gone. We're speculating on who's next to be eliminated, or at least attempted eliminated by the UK government. I don't think the government in general.
Yeah, I'm not sure if like Sargon, like they're like going after people like that, but more so the people that are
Like
making those edgy, making those edgy jokes.
But I'd be thinking they'd got the Sargon war. Sargon's doing some very like exposing pretty much what's happening in the UK, what's really happening, and they can't hide behind their fake networks telling you everything's probably fine.
Yeah.
That's why I was speculating Sargon might be next, because if they cut off Sargon, who else is going to tell stories on what's really happening in the UK?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, wherever this future leads, it's going to be ending with a pile of blood. That's how it is.
Well, that's human history.
Yeah. I'm thinking UK might as well become Novograd for Witcher 3. Where they're gonna start burning people who fucking make jokes. Oh, Jesus, that's extreme, but you know what I mean?
I mean, is it that far-fetched?
It really isn't. Just replace sorceresses with Count Dankula and other people. They're not that far off. And a lot in these, these anti-SJW, these SJW YouTubers who are in support of this. Let me check. I want to check. Does Steve Shive support this? Let me check. Alright.
I'm sure he does.
I'm going to his small YouTube channel. Alright. Well, he does support it. Shit.
Did he say something about it?
No, but I can just tell upon his stupid. I'm just gonna assume he supported it because I'd have to actually watch his videos, and I don't fucking have the energy to watch his videos. Oh Jesus, his views are bad. He has like 50-something thousand subs, and he gets like 1,000 views per video, at best. Also, here Trump and Joe Biden, what's his name? Joe Biden. Trump and Joe Biden might fight,
Oh, they're not gonna fight. But
Yeah. It is funny
How much
watching them go back and forth, though.
How much are you willing to pay to see that happen, though? Because I'd love to watch that happen. Like, I'd even pay $200 just to watch it.
I think it'd probably be one of the most watched pay-per-views ever.
right?
It would. Like they don't even have to be like. I bet you their friends. They're just like, no, fuck around, just fight for just the views. That's what happens in most of these big drama type fights, and end up going to like a pay-per-view type thing. Like Roy, like what's his name, Roy Merriweather and Conor McGregor. I bet you they're buddies. They're just fucking around, and they made money and walk away.
Go get. Why are you hitting on dudes?
Go get is a faggot. I've exposed you. Go get. You've been exposed, you charlatan.
You're confused.
He definitely is. Okay, so look what I put in the Game Talk shit post. Look at that video.
Oh Jesus.
Do you see it?
I saw it. Yeah.
What do you assume the video's about? Just by looking at this.
So I guess the Adventure Time game Finn and Jake Investigations is getting removed from Steam on the 1st of April. Huh. Wonder why they have to take it off though.
Jesus Christ. This guy has a PayPal and a Patreon? Motherfucker, what are you doing?
Who?
Steve Shives has a PayPal and a Patreon.
Oh, that's probably just for anybody who doesn't want to do the Patreon.
Yeah,
They
some
can just
people don't
donate
like to do
the one lump
Patreon
sum.
or whatever. Yeah.
Well, apparently he's making $1,000 a month from Patreon.
There's a bunch of dumbass people in the world.
Right.
Who would give this retard money? I mean, really.
Whoever's doing it. Other retards.
Oh, Sargon has a Patreon. Still up. I couldn't. He doesn't link his Patreon, by the way, in the description anymore.
But yeah, 4K 144 hertz monitors are coming in April.
Oh, for
Oh,
real?
nice.
Yeah.
I'm
I think
actually gonna get it.
that's gonna be the I'm sure
Oh shit!
not
I'm
gonna be
scared.
cheap. But yeah,
I'm expecting maybe $2 or $3 grand at most.
there's an Acer and an Asus model. Let's see. See if it has a. No, they don't have a price on it yet. Yeah, so we'll have to see what price is going to be like for those. Of course, who the fuck has a system that can push 4K past 60 hertz anyway?
It's a pretty powerful one if they do.
I don't even think the Titan V can do that.
It might be able to, like, on different, like, lower settings, but it'd be pretty impressive.
That's true, Ryan. HDR does enhance colors, and that is racist.
God damn it, racist. Aces is fucking racist. Exposed.
You're confused about your gender, go get?
Also, what is this? The NRA is a terrorist organization. Is that true?
They've always been.
Oh shit! I have something I want to show you guys. I have something to show you guys. I look where your tax money is going.
You're talking about the fat lesbians?
Oh, you know about it already. Shit.
I don't know. What is this?
Like $3.5 million has gone into a study of why of the majority of lesbians are fat.
Oh Jesus! As if nobody could have just told him the answer to that.
Someone could have easily told them the answer, you know? They're wrong.
Yeah, that's one hell of a waste of money.
Well, then again, you guys do spend a lot of money on stupid things. So does Canada, though. But Canada's much worse at it.
I guess the Titan V's are not. They're putting out wrong answers in scientific simulations.
I knew this IVs ain't good. And I was thinking about getting SLI Titan V's.
They don't have SLI.
God damn it.
Oh, all right, guys.
I asked for ad ideas.
I'm trying to think of one, but
Yeah, not really coming up with anything, and Shane's still not here, so it doesn't look like he's gonna be coming.
All the stuff that happened already happened like Wednesday and like during the week, and now Friday is sort of like the leftover what the fuck modes.
well, at least the fuck boy would have showed up. I mean, there would have been some humor in the chat, but
Oh man, I wish nobody showed up. We would have had something to make fun of. Like,
well, no, I'm kind of glad he didn't though, because I'm getting kind of tired of seeing his ass.
oh yeah, I quote tweeted one of his tweets, and he quote tweeted my tweet. He did a poll. Wait, have you seen this tweet? Or no, you haven't.
I've seen your tweet, yeah. That
It was like, who's a more of a waste of life, DSP or Retro?
he's a waste of fucking life.
Just now that word's getting abused. Waste of life. Like define. Like anytime, like I said, like comparing DSP to Retro, because DSP, like I consider, is actually a bad person, because DSP scams and nickel and dime his audience.
I don't see how. Wait, okay, no, stop. Okay, first of all, nobody can nickel and dime anybody because they're the ones who. I mean, it's never a forced thing. If the audience willingly gives him money, then that's not nickel and diming anybody. That's the like him asking in the audience, like saying, okay. I mean, It wouldn't be any different than like you going, like asking me, "Hey, can I borrow $10?" and me going, giving you $10, and then turn around and call you an e-beggar. You know what I mean? It would like it's just I don't know. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with if he's asking and people are willingly giving. Then I think that's that's just the way the thing's going now. If he's saying that I'm not going to do anything more until y'all give me money, then there's a difference with that.
He's done stuff like that though, and then one of the things he charges $800 for people if he wants some people want to go on a podcast with him. Let's say someone invites him, he charges people $800 for it.
It sounds like he thinks he's more important than what he is, and that, which it used to be popular, but now he's not really so much. Other people have taken over that popular spot.
Yeah, DSP's sort of been left in the dumpster, and he's been going broke lately because apparently he leased his house for like 4 or 5 years or some shit like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Seems like he never really was smart whenever he was making all the money he was making and trying to save some of it.
He never was.
But I mean, he has a poor quality of live stream compared to like a lot of the other big players now.
Yeah, he's sort of a forgotten relic, and he will most likely become. I don't want to say this, but no, actually, it's because of something with the guys, like because his word has been kind of used a lot, but he's started becoming irrelevant. I guess.
Yeah, but the people that are constantly on his nuts will keep him relevant.
Yeah, that's the one thing I find weird about like Stonesy and those for Tonga, and then like why give the guy attention? Let him fade into nothing. That's the ultimate punishment. If he fades into nothing, then
Yep.
Yep.
all right. Yeah. I guess we're all out of ideas now because we started talking about DSP.
That's all right. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Oh yeah.